Cool.
3, 2. Yeah. Welcome to Rebels Roundtable. We back. I'm the host, Rebel with a cause.
Brother King Water, our kid.
And this is Rebels Roundtable. Peace to the God.
What's up?
It's good, baby.
What's up, brother, man? How you feel?
Good, man. Good, man. How you doing, man? How was the show on the 29th?
Man, you know, it got pushed back, man. It got postponed. But they're gonna be at the atrium this weekend, rock out the Avengers and everybody. So the show with Killer Priest and also Dr. Inky has been pushed back to February the 2nd. So yeah, February the 2nd and the 3rd. So yeah.
That's my birthday month, so it's on then too.
Oh, it's your birthright, man?
Not that day. I'm on the 19th.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. But yeah, what we doing tonight, man? Part 2?
Part 2, man, setting guidelines and standards for our people, man. Part 2, man. First show got a lot of positive feedback, so you know we had to do it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, share, and subscribe. They said we need the likes.
Yeah.
We need the subscribers, man. So if you even watching this, make sure you subscribe and like us on purpose.
Yeah, like us. Wasn't
like
like
1,000 people. Come on, if we get 1,000 brothers and sisters, right? They all love Think Champs, right? So they all give us 1,000 likes. Then the next person, we go to their state, give them 1,000 likes. The next person, and we go to 1,000. 1,000 people give 1,000 likes. Like, we could kill this algorithm if we work together, man.
And that's what it's all about, being together. That's what the show is about, us.
Yo, if you hear that idea, take it.
Word. Us supporting us, man.
It should be with 1 million people.
Right.
We can make 1 million people go platinum.
Right.
How easy is that? Look, King Water, what's your page? Oh, here. I'm subscribed.
Yeah, that's what we supposed to do. We do that, man.
So now you got 1 million subscribers.
Yeah.
Of everybody who wanted to participate in the sub for sub contest.
Right.
Yo, if you listening to this plan, you could steal it. Somebody use that, man. I hate how niggas don't. And brothers and sisters, but I'm talking about the Black community.
Right.
We don't think to attack like the algorithms or none of this shit. We just watching them create Bitcoin. All these, they fake now, but at one point it was a lot of money behind it. But I'm just saying, man, we got to start attacking shit. We need Black hackers.
Right.
They're the computer whizzes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, what else is going on? Some new strategies from part 1?
Say it again.
You thought of some new strategies from part 1?
Man, the only strategy that I got, that I hope, is we can stand in unity to set these rules and regulations and guidelines. To stand in unity, to organize. Once we get that down pat, man, will not stop us, you know what I mean?
So we need 1 million people, or?
Yeah, man. It's more than a million, millions of melanated people in the United States of America. You know what I mean?
They're not all awake, though.
They don't have to be woke.
They don't gotta be woke.
I mean, this is woke. You know what I mean? Man,
This ain't woke. This ain't woke. We wide awake.
right. Man, I could roll with a Christian. I could roll with a Muslim. I could roll with a Moorish American. I could roll with the Hebrew Israelites. Because we all the same, really, man. So we got to start having that mentality to stop warring against each other, man. For what? What's that going to do? Nothing. Because when the police come and see one of us, they ain't going to worry about if you a Hebrew Israelite or you Pan-African. They going to blow your brains out, man. So what are we warring for?
The white man's, I don't know, acceptance.
You'll never get that. Right? Look at Kanye West. He want to get accepted so bad, man. Look how they treating him. We'll never get that. I don't want that acceptance personally. You know what I mean? I want to build a black nation, man. Nation build with our people. That's what I want.
The accepting is the respect. We're looking for the respect, but we have to take it and earn it.
Right.
Some of the shit we're gonna have to take. And it's like the LGBT shit in schools, right? If we fought that, the school won't use it.
Right.
So we could fight. We could take some wins, and then the rest we gotta earn.
Yep.
They're gonna act like they not racist and say, yo, why y'all didn't just put money together and buy the building? If we're so racist, why you ain't do it? So we gotta be doing high level shit like that.
Yeah.
And then they gonna get really scared because that's true formation.
Yeah, and what is that? That's standing in unity and organizing. That's what we lack, man.
That's why
Say that again.
That's why I asked, do we need 200 ill black people or 1 million?
Hey, man, we don't even need 1 million. You know what I mean? We don't even need 1 million, brother.
No war was ever fought with 1 million.
Right.
So,
what's up, brother Hard Roll?
Peace. What's going on, brother?
How you been?
Doing all right. Been working all week, but doing all right. How y'all doing?
We good, brother, man. Good to see you.
Peace.
Thank you. Peace. What's going on, brother?
You doing good, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you. Part 2. We was just kicking it about daily routine of the woke versus the sleep, the channels on how to, maneuver through this day without getting hit with the 5G. You know what I mean? We got to think of more remedies from more angles. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, yo, big up to Panther Wear, man. Fuck that. Panther Wear. Go look it up online. The brother's dope. Go support him. Yeah, but we need more remedies. We're talking about the white man not respecting us. So half of the respect we have to take, and half of the respect we have to earn.
Yeah. But I don't, yeah. No, I'm with you. I can't disagree with it. I was just thinking which one first, but kind of, you can't really, you got to have, just.
I don't think one is first. I think the battle kind of would come one real fight, one respected fight. The example was they'd laugh if we didn't buy the building we complaining about. So we didn't put the money together to buy the building, right? So if we could get on that level, that's respectable level. and then the rest we would take, like LGBZ in the schools or whatever, and then we just go to all the meetings and block them from bringing the curriculum in. That's something we took. So it was like take and respect. We have to learn how to do both. For the world to respect us, that is.
Say that one more time.
I said, so the world would respect us. I'm not saying we looking for the world's respect. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if we're gonna stay here playing this fucking Illuminati game, we're gonna have to play with the pattern. If we not gonna play with the pattern, we're gonna have to attack the pattern. They're not gonna let us leave. Everybody always say that, right? So what do? How can the youngin see the remedy if there's no formation? We on live, if you watching, whatever. But how does the youngins gonna see remedy if there's no formation?
They're not. They're not. Stuff gonna continue to be like it is in this world that we live in today.
I mean, that's what I would say. I agree with you to an extent, has to have somewhat of an example. And I think that kind of makes it easier, it gives you something to follow, so to speak. But at the end of the day, necessity is the mother of invention, so if you put our people in a situation where they have to create a new form of leadership, even if it's nothing that they've seen before, they'll create something, for this time. So that would be the counter, that I would say, like, even if they didn't have an example, if the situation presented itself, they would come up with something.
Oh, of course. But that's when we go into fight mode. We talking about the new mind, right?
Yeah.
What we're gonna do from now on. These are things we should truly put in real reality. So now that would be us fighting if they create something to stop us from truly rising on the level,
mm-hmm.
And they still stop it. We have to fight right there. There's nothing else to do. That's why we gotta get the youngins. So the army,
right.
When it's time to do all of that.
You ain't no way around that.
But nah, I agree with Brother John. They're gonna build something when we truly rise, no matter what.
Yeah.
There will be a recourse.
I think, we still got to do our part, set the example based on the lessons that were left to us, like we supposed to be, and that's one thing we got to take advantage of and really own, when it comes to these great teachers, Malcolm, Khaled, Garvey, Farrakhan or whatever it may be. Well, Farrakhan's a different one because he's still here with us, but we in our generation have a closer relationship to these leaders than, somebody born in early 2000. They're hearing the story fourth and fifth hand, where we may have heard the story second, third hand, or even first hand when it comes to like Khalid Abdul Muhammad. So, like I said, we got to set an example based on the lessons that we've been given. and one of the things that Black people have always been good at is competition, like competing with each other. But if we could do that on a righteous level, like competing from a business level, we do it from athletics, but from a constructive, who can build the defense force for their community, that type of competition. So that's what I'm looking forward to from the next generation, but we still got to do our part.
I like that competition idea because they got Instagram competitions all day, right? Maybe we could do something and get that competition out there.
Yeah.
Brother Knowledge, Brother Obasi, peace to the gods.
I don't know how y'all doing, man.
All right, how you doing, brother, man?
I'm all right.
Great.
Going on, Brother Obasi?
How y'all doing?
Yeah, you good now. It's coming in clear. Peace. What's going on with y'all brothers? Y'all heard us talking?
Oh yeah,
Nah, I didn't hear you.
I caught John in the brother John in the middle of the building, but I didn't really hear what y'all was building around.
The formation of our true formation, what we truly have to do.
Yeah.
From fighting to earning respect and fighting for it.
Yep.
The examples was maybe fighting for gay rights in your kids' young school. And the other example was coming together truly as a community, putting the money together, our own ecosystem, and buying buildings and everything like that. So half of it was earned respect. Not that we're looking for their respect, but if we gonna come up, let's come up. We in their system, right?
Right.
Half of it will be earned, and then the other half, the righteous, probably all the righteous laws we have to fight for.
Right. See, that's one of them. Y'all know I always say them power words. That's one of them power words, fighting. So I heard fighting and respect. So we do know we have to fight to get respect. And the reason I'm saying that is because we gotta kind of try to come out of this mentality where we don't want to seem like we're being confrontational, and it's not about that. It's not about it. But when you're trying to establish something, it may get a little, and it's not even the fighting may not even be from a physical standpoint. It could be from a vocal standpoint. It could be from a mental standpoint. So it's like we have to get comfortable with understanding that we're in a fight, and that when situations arise that we have to mediate and deal with, we can't always sweep it under the rug and say, because that's kind of like the black pathology that we've been taught. That's the black family drama of when there's issues in the family, we don't want to deal with it. So we say, and that's how so many family secrets. So we got generations of family secrets. We got generations of issues that we haven't done with. And my thing is, if we don't deal with it, it's simply gonna transfer to the ones that's behind us. Everybody that's behind us, for all of us that got children, it'll just transfer to them. So my point for that statement is like, I think we got to get comfortable in understanding that there is a fight, and it's on a deeper level. That makes sense what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Nah, that's what we was trying to weigh, the balance of the nucleus of the fight. Like, what does it consist of? Some of it's physical, some of it's just a powerful stance point or something. And we could grow tremendously if we did things like that. But that made perfect sense. D, what you think?
Okay, I heard not understand what Hargrove was talking about. He was talking about I came in when you talking about Farrakhan and Garvey or whatever. For us to really have something solid, man, for me, reading and dissecting information that I do have or that I'm privy to, we have to control something. So, I heard you mention real estate. in so many words. We definitely got to control something, and we got to play the game a little bit. Or if we don't play the game, we make our own game. And I think that's where we at now. And really just build. We really have to build, and keep the information going to the next generation. Don't have them like looking for information. We should already be passing them information, the examples, and pretty much and giving them all the scenarios of what happened, who was the key people in play, and pretty much like this was the conclusion to a particular hypothesis or whatever, something like that. We definitely want to get them the information so they can have the next tools to use in the future, and so they won't keep making the same mistakes. I mean, they won't make mistakes like we made, and definitely build and make the difference, make the change. You know, protecting our culture in its entirety. We definitely need to do that.
Right.
And like Hardgrove say, like we got examples. We need to stick to them and hide those examples. Take them to the next level.
Right.
Like Obasi said, like a lot of our people won't fight. We need to fight. We need to fight for what can be used in the future, so this won't happen again. And so the transition from us to our kids, or from our youth to their kids, it will be a lot better and look better.
The game is sold today, though.
Say that again.
I said today the game is sold.
I know, that's why I said we have to pass information and make sure when we pass information, we tell our youth all the different scenarios of what happened, what was going on, the key players happened, and pretty much giving them like the current events of what happened, and so when they see it, they won't make the mistakes that we made.
Yeah, they could avoid most.
Right. Because what's so true about what you're saying, and I say this all the time, that we have to show them, okay, we got tons of books written on, African sanity, mental side, everything that end with side. Treason is African. But we have to get to the point where we put it in real time. So where we say, okay, when we have a treasonous African, this is what I mean with the fight. When we have a treasonous African, when we have somebody that's not living up to the code, how do we show the youth what to do? Because if we just giving them lip service and then look, we pass it on, guess what? They don't know. And they say, well, shit, we don't know. Guess what? We're just going to go read another book because we think we really can just straight up intellectualize this thing and win. We're just going to talk fancy, bill throw a little money. It's all those components. It's not isolated. It's not separate. That's what they know of. It's our connection. We have to stop being afraid to speak because it's power in the voice. Like one of the hashtags I use, speak the truth even if your voice shakes.
Right.
Teaching them that. I mean, when we saying when they're it was something that was funny. Speaking of mental side, they got this little 6-year-old boy, and he's doing this thing. I want to kill my mom. I want to kill my dad. So he's doing this, and so I saw the other day he was in the studio with some younger dude, and he changed the lyrics. The little boy changed the lyrics. He said, "I love my mom. I love my dad. I love my grandma." Now dig this. They said, They told the little boy, now this how you mess a child up. They told him, he said, that sucks ass what you rap. Now get what they saying. They said, don't nobody want to hear that. That's not gonna sell. We're programming the children for mental side, and then when they off the chain, we saying, what's wrong with them? Because we teaching them, like you said, Rebel, everything is sold. The game is to be sold. There's no authenticity. There's no genuineness. Everything is a buck. Ooh, come see me speak. Ooh, come see me. Ooh, $900 to come see me talk about the hypotenuse and the rotunda and all this, and put it in real time. Malcolm said, make it plain. Malcolm said, make it plain to the people. So that's what we got to do. We got to bring it back to real time. What does dealing with an issue look like? We got to we have to war and denounce traitors like Stephen A. Smith. We say we don't have no control, but we show right now that if we start watching football, if we start watching stuff, they hurt because they need our attention. This is how they're programming us. So we got to figure out, okay, what do we do with tap dancers like that? That's how we got to figure out. We might not know right now, but we need to come up with a solution. How do we hurt them when they just strictly go against us? How do we hurt them when they come into our community and strictly go against us? It ain't got to be physical.
No doubt, because an ill example is it don't gotta be physical. I like that, because if they kill a brother tonight, I know how this is gonna sound though, but if they kill a brother tonight, we don't shop for 2 months, right? That would hurt them. The economic stab we could give them every time they do something bad to us, possibly stop them from doing that shit.
That's one thing we haven't learned though. We haven't learned how to economically stab them because of the media and how it captivate the kids and the programming that's been done when we are working 9 to 5, when we working over 8 hours, 10, 12 hours. Sometimes our kids make it home before we do. So there goes the programming. And right now the programming is very easy because of the smartphones. So, we definitely gotta, what I'm saying, when we pass information to the next generation, we definitely want to emphasize things like what we could have done and what we should have done, and definitely Obasi not lying, because I done heard stories about I know a guy, he was a Christian rapper, not too far from where I'm from, and I asked him one time, I said, man, what happened to your lyrics, man? I said, man, you was real positive and stuff like that. He said when he signed the deal, man, that was in the contract, and he went to the studio that night. When he signed that contract, he went to the studio that night. They wanted something that night. They didn't want none of his catalog that was positive or nothing like that. They don't even want to own it. They don't even want to touch it. They want everything to be negative. They want everything to be bad. And it's crazy, like it's so strong with our culture. Other cultures don't be doing all. They don't have them to do all of this stuff. But it's always pointed towards our culture, the death, the destruction, and the mass manipulation and all the bad negative energy that they try to just keep perpetuating and putting out. But I think we gotta look at our examples, take it a step further. Hargrove made a good point, as well as Obasi. And we definitely gotta look at our examples, take it a step further and fight and really put the example down. So when the next generation see it, they'll know how to handle it accordingly.
Nice. Brother Akil, we want to hear your thought patterns on this. What you got?
Question, actually. I really had a question. So what do we do? Like say, we are in the community, we so-called pillars of community and everything. So what do we do if we find out that one of our peers or some of our peers, one of the peers in the community is out there doing something that's not right? Do we keep it a secret?
I'm be real. I'm be real. It depends on the situation. It's kind of like some rules to it, but we don't really have to have rules to it. But at the same time, we got to think like this. Do we care or do we don't care? I know we care, but do we care or do we don't care as far as the person, as far as the level of whatever happened, I guess the disrespect, and do we need this person? And even if we need the person, it's like a level, like is this a talkative level? Is this a level we can have a meeting about? Or is this a level that we got to bring to the elders? You know what I'm saying? Is this a level where, okay, we got to get this brother out the community? This is just bad, brother or sister, whatever. I don't know who you're speaking about. Or you know what I'm saying? It's just bad or whatever, you know. I think it's levels, but if it's at a point where it's like just crazy, we got to deal with it.
I think if we know, because if we got a thief in our house, does it matter if we personally know the thief?
That's what I'm saying is level. Now a thief, we got to deal with that.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna get dealt with. We're gonna deal with it like a thief.
Right.
And my answer to that question, I agree a lot of what you said, but I think that something should be said. But his question was, do we keep a secret? That's when I agree with you. It's levels to it. I don't think, because a lot of this, what we said, okay, we know with the NIGGA culture that Sinetta induced on the people was a lot of this at each other, exposing who doing this. Jerry Springer, we're trying to come out of that. But we still need elements of that. We still need that. That's like the highest level when like what Nata saying, when it's just out of control, then we make it public. But I think we should definitely deal with it in-house. Certain elders should be known, the village, the community should be known. If this person is a threat, we have to do it, because even if we don't directly know him, he still can cause damage. He or she can cause damage to people that we don't know. So even though we don't know people, Ubuntu, I am, because we're all connected to each other.
Yes, sir. Big up Nubian Patel in the comment section. He dropping some jewels. He said the bus boycott should prove to us that we could cripple the system.
Yeah, when the brothers was talking about that, a couple things that came to mind, and a lot of the things that were brought up later, that's something that's collective and coordinated. If we're all on the same page, we all have the same goals and intentions, then yes, we can say, what, I'm not gonna spend money at Nike, I'm not gonna watch no football, no basketball for 2 months, and it'll be effective, and it will work, and it will have an impact. But
trying to get the Zoom meeting popping.
If it's a good idea that we announce, but we're not coordinated, it actually becomes a point of contention, because some people, like the Colin Kaepernick thing, some people are supporting it, and saying, we shouldn't be doing this. And then other people like, yo, it's been 2 years, come on, let's just move past that. But it's not coordinated. And even in the things that were brought up later, in regards to a council or holding people accountable, and because we have to identify that, and hold true to that. A lot of the things that we see when we talk about things that are targeted towards us versus targeted towards other cultures have defense mechanisms in place, for their culture to say, hey, no, you're not gonna, portray an Italian, that way on national TV. You're not gonna portray a Jewish person on television like that. Whereas when it happens to us, a small group, that may not even be a position of power group, may be vocal about it, but we're not vocal collectively, so we begin to buy into the stereotypes. But that will be my thing until we become collective and coordinated and, seriously on the same page. That's what we have to show, I feel, as far as our generation and the contribution to the next generation, some level of coordination.
Hey, that's crazy you said that, because me and the brother Bossy, it was just about a few days ago, I don't know if it was this week or a few days ago, we was talking about that same situation, because I don't know how many years ago, I used to go out with the mothers of who their sons was victims of police brutality. So this one year, probably been 4 years ago, 5, I don't know, man. About 4 or 5 years ago, but I don't know. So they wanted to go to like the Falcons game day opening and stuff. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah.
Hey, man, like you said, only be a few of us, you know what I mean? Hey, man, we giving them all. I'm telling you about, I say at least 70 to 75% of the people that was going inside that dome was us. And that told me, that opened up my eyes, man. We won't even sacrifice a game. If we won't sacrifice not one game. Hey, man, if we would sit up here and say, don't go to Walmart for 1 month, we won't even sacrifice that. You know what I mean?
It becomes a fight in the house, because some people want to go to Walmart. They're like, yo, come on, like it's been a week. Like, can we go to Walmart?
Damn, that's a shame, man. And we giving them the power by giving them our money.
Yeah.
That's why
I will say this at one particular point in time when the Kaepernick thing was going on, the numbers, the ratings of something did drop. That's why when they had that Super Bowl, if didn't nobody realize that majority of the commercials was about love. All them commercials about love. You know what I'm saying? And that's the frequency they was just putting out there to get us back.
Yeah. People need to stop falling for that, man. Hey, man, the blueprint was the bus boycott.
Exactly.
They showed us how to get down, man.
Weak, bro.
But I want to speak to that day, Ken. I want to speak to that day that you were talking about.
All right, yeah.
Because the thing that stuck out to me when we were going down there was, like you said, majority of those people was us going in there. But it was this one particular sister. Oh, now she wasn't even young. She might have been 50s, mid-50s. And she's saying to us, and I quote, "Don't come down here with that, man. Y'all should have been protesting when they did Michael Vick like that." She had even no clue why we were down there. She said, "Don't come down here with that, man."
They don't even know. Hey, man. Yeah, those people was cold-blooded, man.
Where y'all was at?
They want to go see the Falcons game, man. That's it.
At the dome.
They want to go party and see the Falcons game and give up that money to that white billionaire.
Brody, so at the end of the day, what we're not talking about boycotting the football game, boycotting basketball, Walmart. We're talking about boycotting those within our race that's not following the code. If we not willing to keep a strong line and push a strong line within the race, we go have a weak line outside the race.
That's real. That's real.
Real talk.
But that's what we're talking about. How deep is the defense?
We don't have no defense.
We breaking arms or we tapping wrists?
A lot of us is iron plated. So when iron try to sharpen iron and cut too deep on some of these cats, and they get into their emotions. So, like, for example, Crips and Bloods are out of line. Where is our men that's going to push a strong line on a young man that's coming up in those ranks and to prevent them from joining those ranks.
Let me ask you something. Do you think the NFAC was out of line?
You said the who?
NFAC.
Well, to me, it just seemed like they was wasting way too much energy trying to put out fires instead of focusing energy. If you that now we could have actually took that and ran a different play. We could have used them to get the Crips and Bloods in line. We could have used them as a security force in Chicago. But they want more publicity than actual work.
Right. That's the reason why I asked you that.
Now I'm asking this, how do we deal? Like how do we deal with that? Because we get some so-called leaders or local leaders, they get subdued with the fame before the end of the plan, or before the plan really get going. They get carried away with the fame.
Yeah.
Well, I know one thing. We got it's principles everywhere within our community. Like, for example, when I was coming up in gangbanging before, with Crip and Blood, before it changed and switched to be more destructive, when it was coming and the Crips and Bloods was still wearing African medallions, these brothers used to say, ain't nobody bigger than the program. It was nobody bigger than the program. That's all it was the program. So it was no stars. They'll tell you ain't no stars. But then people became stars. It became about them. And then we allow those that control our music to capture it. And then we start to praise those. We start to feed and give money to those that was talking about us killing us. So we start feeding it first. Like every one of our rappers, we make famous first. And then other people, like you said, run away with the fame. When other people start liking them, then they get big-headed. Too big for us.
And add on to what you're saying, Banging, like Matulu Shakur made a excellent point. He said, after they neutralized the movement, or a little bit before they neutralized the movement, they were no longer the heroes. We're gonna use that word, or we can say stars, but they were no longer the heroes. It became the Nicky Barnes. It became those type street figures. So when we look at how they did it, and I don't know, was you asking like artists kind of like get the big head, or are you talking about people like, and I'm asking you this knowledge, are you talking about the people that's supposed to represent the people that get a little something, and
the people that's supposed to represent us? That's
what I thought.
Yeah, I wasn't talking about
yeah.
But I will say this to what you're saying before you finish your point. You are right, man. When certain things did happen in the community back in the day, I know for a fact, man, Chicago, Detroit, even in certain parts of Philly, they took away the street voice first before they started making major moves.
Right. Because, and that's the thing that we got to also look at, the power of the voice. Now, this is how we do the outspoken person, because they want you to shut up and tap things. The outspoken person makes the Negro cringe, because he or she is being a little too radical. Even though Kyrie is a basketball player, he a little too radical. Why he just won't shut up and just play? Because he has that outspoken energy. And what we have to do is not neutralize that outspoken energy, because we kind of neutralize that energy out of fear. Not out of fear of that the brother or sister or a punk, out of fear of, because they know what's gonna happen when that outspoken voice starts speaking. When that vibration started to raise, it started to be shift. So notice, like, even though we wasn't trying to give the brother Kanye too much, but just pay attention to this. When they were tag teaming, when it was Kanye and it was Kyrie, and they was going, there was a shift happening. People were speaking and understanding the plight more. But once they issued those apologies, it kind of died down. We went back to old Sleepy Joe got in office. We went kind of back to sleep. So I say that to say that we have to understand, because Brother Hargrove, when I came in, he was mentioning guards. He was mentioning the Honorable Khalid.
Right,
He was,
right.
those voices. Who are those voices now? Because, like, to your point now, they done pimp. They done put it in my pocket. They done paid them off. You know, they kind of, the fight done moved away. Well, white folks ain't really done us that bad. Well, homosexuality ain't that bad because they can't speak that way and continue to get them views and get that page and get people to come see them. Hey, come take a picture with Big Papa. Hey, come. Not about that. Not about that.
And to add to what you're saying too, some other basketball players that said something about certain things going on for like the Jews and stuff like that. They ain't make it got no media attention.
No.
But the funny thing was when Kyrie said something, it got all media attention.
Funny thing is, Kyrie didn't say nothing. He didn't even say nothing.
He did. He asked a question. He did ask a question.
He posted a link, man.
But do we know what it's really about? They never forgave him for causing that not taking that jab. They never forgave him when he like the year last when he was in Boston and he stopped on their logo. They never forgave him for treating that game like a job, taking time off, saying, "Hey, my baby being born. I'm gonna go kick it with my family." They had tap dancers like Stephen A. Smith that got on TV and said, "Does he want to play basketball?" And that because what they was pushing is to put that vaccine in your body for the sacrifice for the sake of this championship. A championship? So he didn't even, like Ken said, he didn't even say nothing. This was just reputation. This is just, we tired of you. You messing up the assembly line. You're not staying in order. You keep getting out of pocket.
So let me ask you. So do you think if it was another player, do you think they would have took the same actions?
I think in a sense, yes and no. I think they would have took action, but I don't think it would have been so severe.
Nah, they need a powerful player to make the example.
Yeah. They ain't gonna do that for JaVale McGee,
Nah. Right. That man got too much voice, too much juice. Yeah. And and see a lot of people put on social media the stuff that he had been doing in the past. The NBA, they was already aware of the stuff he was doing in the past. You know what I'm saying? As far as like him dealing with the natives, him donate money to the WNBA, him buying a lot, him actually giving money to certain WNBA players, him giving money to families who have been victims of our so-called police system. This system that allegedly supposed to protect us. Bull crap. So, they was aware of that stuff too. I think it was a collective effect of things that happened as far as with him. Your boy from the South just said something a few times, Brown. What's his name?
Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, he said something. They got one or two where he said something. He also said something too. This other dude had taped it, and I can't find his YouTube channel. But he had taped what he had said, and he was talking pretty reckless. Then not one thing happened to that man. Not one thing.
And he in Boston. So yeah.
So let me say, what should the standard be? Because you said something powerful about the Super Bowl commercials. Now you said love. So what should the standard be to rekindle and strengthen African Black love again? Because we know that's a component that we got to deal with.
No. What I was speaking about was
how do we get Black people to love each other again? How we get Black men and women to love each other again?
Oh, and when I was speaking about love, I was saying when everybody was, the ratings were dropping, the powers that be, they had these corporations put out love commercials during the Super Bowl, kind of getting us to calm down. You get what I'm saying? That's what I was saying about that. But you saying how do we rekindle the
Yeah,
love?
yeah. I'm just asking it from a different perspective.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How would we bring love back to the community?
Yeah, because I think we really got
we need more. We need more. We need better sessions with each other without them being involved. We need better sessions with each other without them being involved. That's just point blank period. I'm gonna tell you why. Because without them being involved, we can move a lot different and a lot better, and the energy and the vibration can be stronger. We can probably settle some of our differences that we do have amongst each other as far as the different schools of thoughts that we come from, or even I'm gonna go all the way down to the lower level, dealing with these Christians who be defending the faith. We can probably even get some of that stuff taken care of too. We get them out the picture, get all of this stuff out the picture, or isolate it, and we spend more time with us. Let's really get down to the nitty gritty of us. What's our problem? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Why we ain't moving like we supposed to be moving?
Mm-hmm.
Why? And y'all, and then just really make it make sense. Okay, you believe we're not gonna do the who's who, the blame. We're just gonna make it simple.
Play that game at this point.
Yeah.
Say that again.
I'm agreeing with you. I said I don't even want to play that game at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to get down to the nitty gritty. Okay, why you a particular school of thought or a group of people? Why y'all feel this way? Why y'all feel this way? Why we not moving this way? We can have this if we do this.
The real answer to that is we need Black men to take back their home. It's a little bit bigger than everything.
That's really where I was trying. That's really where I was going to, Rebel. That's really where I was trying to go to. So yeah, build on that.
No doubt, you can have it right after this. I don't personally think we have enough men. I think they're look, say feminism slow. Feminism, right? So if all the men can't handle the women, who are the teachers of the kids? Because we're only rating the kids. Who has the kids, right? So if the kids is wild for the night, the woman has the kids, there's no control from a male existence in a white man's world. I don't play the girl male shit. We are stuck in a white man's world. The rules are made from a male angulation, right? So our family should be ran by a male dominant mind. That's what's gonna protect the Black family. We need Black men to readjust and come back to the dominant mind again. It's not that your wife can't be president or whatever she do, but the world, most of your nucleus gotta come from you, Black man. You have more the answers to this puzzle than everyone in your family. We could prove that. That's what I think. I think is Black men have to take back the zone pattern in-house to the women they have kids with or just the women they with. Because these women are running, the white man plan is working 100%. The way these women are reacting to the given success pattern. So the divide is happening right in front of us like it never did in history. So I personally think it's Black men's fault to this point. That's on us to take the zone back and control the women and the kids into positive patterns and let them fly. But the white man is talking to your daughter. The white man talking to your wife. The white man talking to your girlfriend. He talking right to them. And when you have problems with them, it's more their influence than, it's an outer influence. It's like the world's influence comes into your personal game space. You have to control that, black man. That's what I got to say to that. I think it's the black man who got to fix that.
And I would jump in right there and say it's not even all black men. Some black men just have to learn how to get in line. And if black men can't do what, like earlier in the conversation, when I had merged leaders and rappers together, and Obasi automatically, instinctively, I'm gonna say instinctively, understood the separation. A lot of men today don't even understand the separation of entertainers and leaders. And the entertainers became the leaders because our enemies made them the leaders. And Malcolm even spoke on that. So when that happened, how can black men that don't even understand what a leader is, how to be the leader and even lead in the right direction, if they're looking at entertainment as leadership? And they stuck on football and who winning the game.
Yeah.
So because you say they got to get in line, I agree. So what I think is, and it's no secret because we would invite them, I think we should have like courses that we teach manhood. Because so when we look, okay, let's comb back generation. Okay, we go back to the names, Brother Hartgrove name, Garvey, Khalid. We had those examples to show us, men, these are metrosexual girly men these days. So they have to even learn how to be masculine. You have a lot of them that's whining and complaining and you know, they're whining. Oh, the black woman is too attitudey. I want a white girl. Go on over there with her. Go over there and let her, with her and let her do all them things too. So I think to Banging point that most of them have even lost how to be men because they never had no real guy. Hell, Young Thug taught them. Because like you said, we merged the entertainers with the leaders. We heard LeBron James, we heard Kyrie, we heard Kanye say some strong things, and we put them in leadership positions. No, they just they're guiding the people, but they're not leaders. They can say some good stuff, but the leaders is the everyday brothers. The leaders is the ones who boots on the ground. The leaders is the ones who know it's an issue in the community, and it's time to do that unspoken thing. Those are the leaders. So I think that we have to come back to also women have to learn how to be women again. Because if we have to rise, okay, also we got a war on being niggas. We got to kill that. We got to kill being bitch. We got to kill that. No more my niggas. No more my niggas. We got to kill that.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think we would all agree that that's a lower frequency name. You wouldn't see no Jew walk up and say, "Hey, what's up, my kike? Hey, what up, kike?" And you wouldn't see a Chinese, "Hey, what's up, chink? You old chink, hey, you my chink right there." We the only one that sing that hey, nigga, I'm a nigga. Lower vibration. So when the children don't
and
understand,
bad bitches.
We bad bitches. See my BBL? We got to understand how to. That's the stuff we can't just. That's why I said we can't just give them the knowledge, because if we give them the knowledge without the real understanding of who they are, we're gonna create a bunch of Frankenstein, and they're just gonna walk around and put it in my pocket. I'm gonna charge you $60 for this sea mouse, huh, Wado?
$100 for sea mouse.
I'm gonna charge you $100 for this sea mouse. We ain't gonna say that name, but we know who that is.
But I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna flip it though, because I heard some females on the show had a similar conversation to what you just said, Rebel. And the feedback they got was narcissist, sexist, we not here to be controlled. So how we deal with that?
Well, no, that's in the white man's script. When he wrote that he was going to give the black woman the power pattern. Psychologically, they had to know they was going to use these little weak tactics. A real man is not going to allow that. I'm not talking about punching a woman in the face, We're talking about being able to control the logical level we're thinking on. You know what I'm saying? You got to convince her to think on a higher level than what she might be in tune to. I think it's a man's version. And look, we talking about conscious brothers. Let's just be in the conscious zone real quick. It's definitely your job to wake your sleep girl up. At least your girl or your wife. You might not get your sister, your brother, your moms, your pops, but your girl, your wife, you got to be able to get her. That's who you can practice your zone on. I don't know, but I know you have to be able to get her. Now, if we did do that, the white man's plan wouldn't fucking work, because I'm just using y'all as an example. John girl would make 200 grand and be a real woman. Kim Wado wife would make 150, and it should be a real woman though, even though she in those powerful positions. So they turning our women into men based on the matrix positioning there. They're in the man's seat. They're in the black man's seat. I'm only talking from a white world perspective, yeah. It's a white man's world. And who's really supposed to go out there and battle? My wife or me? So if we could put it back in perspective, if every one of y'all queens out there who make real cheese, find a real brother, and I'm gonna say it for real. Give him like 2 paychecks in a row. Help him become the real man he really is through the money you got. Don't fucking just spend that shit on frivolous shit. The black woman might just be the one who could save the race right now based on economics.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
You know,
I will say this now before we leave from brotherhood. Like, right, I'm in a group. Was in a group of men. Right now, everybody here is real cool with each other, not supposed to cross each other, right? And everybody had their own rooms except one room. It was an Airbnb type situation. Now, the guy that didn't have a room, that didn't put in, just because of the brotherhood, you still was able to come and still sleep in the house, so you could take the couch. Now, one of the guys ended up leaving for the night and went and stood out with a chick. And the guy that didn't pay ended up using his room because he had brought a female over and was in his room, right? But the thing about it was, he didn't want the other dude to know that he did that. Now, everybody's supposed to be cool. It's small things like that.
Yeah, violation,
When we
man.
don't keep, our brotherhood has to be pure. It has the purity of brotherhood. In order to fix this, got to start with a brotherhood, and it has to be pure. Everything else will grow out of pure brotherhood. Everything healthy.
yo, I like that, man, because you helped me slide into my point. Because back to what we saying about the sisters that was, kind of calling out narcissistic guys. That does exist. Okay, so we're talking from our standpoint. We're talking from the kind of men that we are. We ain't them type brothers that subjugate, dominate, and all those old words. But we also got to understand that we're talking to traumatized people. So when you're talking to traumatized people and you're using words like control, submit. Now, this okay? We
Hold on, hey, Obasi. Hey, say it again for the people, what you just said.
What's that? I said when we're talking to a traumatized people and we're using words like control and submit.
Yeah.
So we got to look at it. We got to look at it like this: that when you're talking to those people from that type of perspective, okay, we coming from our way, and we all care, because I know each and every one of you brothers personally. But you got to think about some of these brothers or dudes that's really on that. Not all, but we know some of these brothers that's on that Hebrew, and they run that shit like the real death row. You better bow down. They really control it. Because we've heard stories we've had to do to protect. So every sister is not encountering brothers like us. This is why they're paying. They have to also have platforms to speak and be heard, and we don't automatically, because what we do, we go back and forth. We make it about us. They making it about them. Nobody's being heard. We saying, well, when they mentioning their issue, we saying, well, what about what y'all did? You got to learn. We because we use spirituality so loosely. Oh, I'm spiritual. I'm spiritual. Spirituality. Spirituality doesn't cause trauma. Being spiritual don't cause anxiety. So we really got to understand that real spirituality is a healing modality and not some way of subjugate, hey, I'm controlling this. You got to also listen to the woman. Because it's a reason that the lion run with a pack of lionesses. He don't run with a bunch of lions. He runs with, you got the lioness. They understand that pecking order. We got to understand our women are precious. But like bro said, bro hit it right on the head. He said it got to be pure. We can't just have anybody in. It has to be organic. We got to know this person a silly or their cultural seed, as Mama Marimba would put it. We got to know that acidic nature is on point. Because if not, that's what's happening. We bringing people in. Okay, yeah, they done read K-Buka. They know about this. They done read Iwa. They're well read, but they Iwa Pele is not it.
Right.
So they can kind of be a little, like we were talking about that contract. They're conscious because when you con, that deal with trickery. That's why I say they con to trickery. So yeah, we have to we got to really understand the type of people we dealing with.
Yeah, I do like that, man. Having we have a pure brotherhood. That's very important. And with the pure brotherhood, I hate to make it sound something like a biblical term, but in the pure brotherhood, there should be no lack among us. Like, I love pointing out the fact, like in our inner circle, we all get along. Our sisters get along, wives get along, and we can definitely be in a setting. The brothers can have a conversation, or the sister can have a conversation, and we can all have a conversation together. Ain't nobody leaving mad. Ain't nobody leaving angry. Ain't nobody even saying nothing about nothing. 9 out of 10, we all get together like that. They be like, yo, we got to get together again. That's why I said what I said earlier. Like, we need to get us together, get away from them, get us together, and really just work out our situation and stuff like that.
Yeah. Shout out to the sister Lisa Sabaz. She said we need to have a conference on this topic.
You know my word. Stay lit.
This topic is kind of on the table right now. Everybody's looking for remedy, right?
Right.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking for remedy. Like I say, man, we are in the age of information. A lot of stuff is coming forth, and a lot of people is looking for healing, man. One thing, Obasi had a conversation one time, and he said, brother knowledge, man, people looking for healing. You know what I'm saying? It just depends on where and who they get it from, and the information is gonna be passed to them. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people are hurt, man. Like he said, you dealing with people that got trauma. You know, and it might not be just from us. It's just from the world itself.
So what happened? Well, in my opinion, what happened was they never dealt with that trauma. They just picked up some books. They heard some good talk, and they came into a group. And the people weren't right. The people weren't right within, and it made it worse. We know we see different podcasts. We hear, so we know what's really going on because we in the community. We know people that have been in certain groups and sections and different groups, and they just say, "Hey, people don't even want nothing to do with the Black Power, Black Panther section no more." People are, hey, we know it. This is open. They don't even want nothing to do with that no more because they've had so much trauma.
Yeah.
They've had so much of this fake leadership. Don't know about. So this is how they start multiplying like wet gremlins. Because okay, I don't like what you said. I'm gonna start my own group.
Yeah.
Okay, a person didn't like what you said. I'm gonna start my own group. Yeah. I don't like what they said. Start. Instead of learning how to deal with stuff. No, you don't have all that answer because we're not a hierarchical people. That's why we sit in circles. That's why we're cyclical people. We're not, because so that's why we have this right here. It's not just me. I'm just one part of it.
Yeah.
It's not just banging. He's just one part. But all of us make up that. All of us make up that machine. We need heartbreak, and we got to understand that.
Facts. Facts.
That's the truth right there.
Like pretty much like the NBA, right? It's yeah, there's Lakers, there's Clippers, there's Hebrew Israelites, there's Moors, there's RBGs, but we don't. If we just all understand that we're still under one umbrella, it's just creating that umbrella. You know what I mean? The truth be told, the Israelites, man, they making a move, and they had some factions within them. If they clean house, like one brother was talking about being married to 12-year-olds. Now that is still within the of our community that would cause problems. So within our groups that's building up and all feel we have different directions, we still have to come to the table as nations with each other and decide, look, these are the things that just can't be on the table. Like it's good because it's going to bring war amongst each other down the line. You know what I mean? So we still have to prepare for that.
And man, them Hebrew Israelites, that formation, they made it.
The UCIC?
Yeah.
Or the United Kingdom in Christ, yeah.
It was about 5,000-10,000 of them. But they organized though.
They organized. Respect.
Man, African community organized like that.
Look,
Now that's one faction I haven't heard anything crazy from. That they're specific. There's
right
a lot of different type. I haven't heard anything crazy.
Oh yeah, a whole lot of different sections of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of different sets.
Yeah.
They respected in New York as Israelites.
Yeah.
Faction.
but we got to respect that organization.
Got to.
Got to.
We could have all the answers. We could have, but we ain't organized. Because we over here, we over there. We don't want to do this. We want to do this. But they could be wrong, but people are going to join them simply because they organize.
It was a scientist said that that the male testosterone levels is at an all-time low. And he broke down the things that's really stripping us from different forms of masculinity, man. I mean, it's crazy. The energy, the power lines. He just went into everything, man. But I still believe all of that's part of the plan. Like Rebel was saying, they got a plan for us, and we don't have a plan for them.
Yeah, because
Hell, we don't have a plan for us.
Yeah, we got a plan for ourselves.
They got a plan for them and a plan for us. We don't have a plan for us, let alone a plan for them.
Look at how they pushing not pushing, they already pushed the agenda on our kids. Heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's silencing a young leader that's coming along, because now he's been taught already. You can't do this. You can't do that. You gotta accept this, and you gotta accept that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I always say a nation, you could tell how weak a nation is if they can't control the virginity of their children.
Like Dwayne Wade.
The stronger a nation is, the more powerful. I mean, the more you could tell a powerful nation because they could control their children's virginity. You know what I mean? Pretty much decide, even control who they marry. You know what I mean? Or have certain ways of setting up for marriage. That's for family union, because family is the smallest unit of an empire.
They're gonna say that's control.
That's control, man. Come on, banging, man. You can't be doing that.
You can't get away from control.
No.
Gotta have it. Gotta have
Because
it.
they control the family. They controlling the family dynamic.
Anytime and anybody want to speak on that control BS, we can't do the control. Well, when you call the police, you calling them to come and take control, because they don't come and share it with you. They come and take it. So if you want to call the homies, don't expect to try to tell them what they need to do when they come. So when we come, we're taking control of the situation.
Yeah, that's. Oh man.
We got to decide. I mean, because if we want dominant man dominate. But if like if you come in your home and you take control of your home, if your wife respects you, she respect the way you operate. But then that goes back to a post I had put up, like, where's the big mamas that respected Big Daddy and made the children get in line? And your father, no, when he get home or he got the big piece of chicken, like when it got down to the big piece of chicken in the house, to where he get that's his seat. You know what I mean? We don't even make big mamas and big daddies no more out of our race.
Yeah. We
I think
Old school right there, man.
You feel me?
you know. I think
Wow, man.
you know, when you ask me, I think I'm always say we have to do everything from an elevated African perspective. Because I ain't gonna get into semantics of the word control. But for so much, we are mimicking European behavior. So when we control, we want to be, it's a fine line of being strong and being a tyrant in your home. And that's another thing that, you know, we've dealt with, brothers that's just tyrants, and the woman is not even allowed to have a voice, and the children are not allowed to have a voice. I went, you know, years ago, maybe about
once we think that, we already think European.
About 2015, I went to see Nana Malcolm's eldest daughter, and she spoke about him. She said, and this put things in perspective to me. She said, when my dad came home, he was a fun dad. She said he was the high five dad. He was the relaxed dad. Said he didn't bring a lot of that. And that's what we have to learn, because children got to see strength. They got to see black male strength. They got to see the black man. He shouldn't make all of the decisions, but I think we should be the deciding factor in a lot of situations.
That's what I
said. But I do think we should get our family input, because a lot of times it's just like we don't even care what the children say. We don't even train our children. We have to train our children to have a voice, to be able to make. Because, you know, I heard a brother say something strong. He said one of the generation cycles I'm breaking is allowing my children to talk. He said, because when I was grew up, I wasn't allowed to talk. He said, if my daughter can stand up and talk to me and negotiate with me, she can go out and get them in the world. So we make them weak. We neuter them like dogs, and not to compare them to animals. But when we do it from that dynamic to where they're not really like that real Eurocentric control, you're just gonna make scared people that's gonna run and as soon as they get out. But to see togetherness, to see mom, like you said, okay, you said where the big mamas at. Shoot, they like 41 too now. Look, y'all know I'm a 41-year-old granddad. So the generation got younger. So there are no more 70-year-old big mamas.
They flipped it.
Me mom is 45 now. That's listening to Young Thug. So again, training the household how to get control, training them how to get order, training them how to get balance, harmony. We can't forget harmony is in my eye. So, you know, that's just how I look at it.
So when we start mentioning control, right, and if we get into tyrants and saying that women have to have a voice, now we thinking from a Euro perspective of control. Because when we start looking at from African culture, the women always had a voice, and even to speak to say that she don't have a say so, that's crazy. And like for example,
no, go ahead, man.
No, I'm just saying, and because that comes up a lot. Well, I want to say so, and a women be jumping in. Well, I want to, like, who said you didn't? And the fact that when we start speaking that way, that we gotta slow down and then go over that to reinsure. No, I'm to the point to where, look, if you think this ain't to go work for you, go ahead, get off the ship, because we have to what we have to do in order to make it work is have a submarine type mentality. And on a submarine, there's nobody on that submarine that is useless. We have to find all the useful people and bring them together. Once we could utilize that group and that group start operating like in on a submarine, there's control. And if we let people on just because they're the homie and just because they're the friend, and they don't want to get down with the program, because the program is the program, and there's ranks in the program in order to make it work. If they coming on and they useless, then now we basically going back in the same circle chasing our tail.
Yeah.
Right. But yeah, man. The only thing I was gonna say is, again, we know that. We know that.
Yeah, we know that.
If she's not allowed to talk, but that's not common knowledge. That's why we have to be the ones to put that out there. That's not common knowledge that it's not African that she doesn't have an opinion. She doesn't. The children doesn't. That's not common, because remember, we deal with them Wabos. We ain't African. We dealing with people that say I ain't African. They don't even understand.
Now check it. Now let me ask you this:
What's
do
up?
you think that we should tell them that, or we should not tell them nothing, let them come around and pick it up on their own?
That's what we do.
See it.
But that's what we
not tell them nothing. They pick it up on their own.
That's what we talking about, because that's where we get.
I think that'd be a better way.
And they come in,
Because
but they have to hear it. Like they hearing it now. They hearing it now in this conversation. So we don't have to be directly, but we have to. A young girl have to hear a man talk like a man before she knows what a man sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? They have to hear the message first, and then they can get it.
But now see, but I think because our people love controversy, right? And if we answer too many of the questions, then we won't leave nothing for their mind to boggle. So if we don't answer that question for them, and they looking at it, they like, yeah, them women ain't like them. I bet they wives don't. And then they see the way you and your wife get down, they be like, hold on, he talk like this. Then now they want to talk to her. You feel me? That's when more questions and they get to come closer. I think we need to become more secretive too. Like the whole African community become secretive and less out in the open. Forget all that marching and protesting. Like we just need to cave in and just dig roots.
That's true too, because that's how they know how to come in and isolate us. We put everything out in the media. We put everything out on public platforms. That's why I said we need to come together and not have them there at all. And don't even announce we coming together.
But go back to the brother that commented in the comment. He said the most effective thing was the bus boycott. So it's not that. See, because we want to get away from that. We just need to know when to use that. We don't need to mark every single thing. We need to know when to use that tool, because it is in the arsenal. So we don't have to be so reactionary. Oh, there's a problem. Let's get 50 people.
Right.
That. But it's been proven. It's not a theory. It's been proven that it's effective. That don't nobody know on this platform. Me and that brother Kent Waldo. No, we personally have made business come to their knees, but we didn't have the next step. That's what we need to understand. The next step. So when we bring them to their knees, then what? Because guess what? All they did was moved another Arab in and bought the business. Undo everything you just did. That was good. But they just had their cousin to go by. Because they're unified. They're organized.
Yeah.
So that's how we get it. So it's not that we have to not take things off the table. We just got to know when to use it. We got to listen to the brotherhood and say, hey, I don't think that's a good card to play right now. Okay, cool.
Right
there. The same answer to the brotherhood is the same answer to the Black woman's problem. She has to do that.
Then you got to realize a protest ain't nothing but bringing awareness. See, the problem is we protest and then stop, don't have nothing behind it. Protest ain't nothing. It's nothing for anything, it's just to bring awareness. That's it. That's it.
Right.
Gotta know to do that.
So let's all right, to bring awareness, right? So let's use something that this is the plans change, right? The whole internet thing is about to flip. It's no longer gonna be the internet. They got a name for it now, say Splinternet, right? And and a lot of it, I was listening to military general or sergeant. He was high ranking in the Canadian military. I wish I would have wrote it down. I got to start taking notes of these videos. But they was talking, it was different people in government talking, having conversations. And they pretty much was speaking on like things like the George Floyd incident, when that happened and how that was televised and put on the internet and it went viral. How in other countries they also protest this, and it became a weakening factor for their military. And they said that when they somewhere and they're doing, I forgot what words he used, but basically just say if they doing some invasion, but not necessarily invasion. Say they doing on a mission, and if it's videotape, people could see it as wrong and it be used against them. But if they doing something right, how can it be used against them? And I'm saying that to say this, that they coming up with strategies on dividing the internet up to where it's only certain countries see things. They coming up with strategies on like echo chambers. They coming up with things to prevent us from even playing cards.
Yeah,
That's because they had the power to do that. We don't have no power.
Yeah,
No,
they
we have
doing it.
power.
They doing it with the algorithm. I'm
already
use
doing that.
Algorithm.
yeah. Use TikTok for example. Like the stuff we see is bad, but the stuff over there in China, they see good. They see positive messages.
Yep.
Over here, we get filtered the negative energy. Over there, they get filtered the positive energy.
No, I want Banging to speak to that because he was finna say we have power. I want him to speak to that.
No, yeah, we do. So, like, for example, 41st and Central, that was 5 hours. And that was just only a few men. That's power within itself. Now, imagine if that was multiplied, if the community would have came out and made them bag up. Matter of fact, when Tookie Williams' funeral, I went to it and I ended up jumping the gate. And man, the Nation of Islam moved on me. But around this time, I was going to the mosque, and so it was brothers that recognized me. Oh no, he good. But I had blue and red chucks on, blue and red rags hanging out my pocket, and they was like, "Oh no, that's brother so slip. Oh, he good. Let him in. All right." But they had to separate the hustlers and the gangsters. Not only did they separate the Crips and the Crips that fight against each other in Los Angeles, the LAPD had man on the roof. They had man lying all the way down the street. The Nation of Islam had a man for every man LAPD had right next to him. When the LAPD was on the roof, Nation of Islam had man on the roof right next to him. Homie, if you look, if you would, when I tell you the police standing up facing the building, the Nation of Islam standing up facing the police. They was like 3 feet away. If you would have seen it, that's just one. For the Hebrew Israelites to march out there, that's another one. The RBGs, the way we move, brother, we just not organized.
Yeah, we not organized.
Organized.
Not one more thing. I seen this young kid in Africa with a rag tied on his head, like the pirate style, and a hat sitting on his head like this, with beads, chains, all on his neck, beads and like silver chains on his neck. And he said he was a rapper. He said his name was YK Little Boy or something like that in Africa. But then when they told him to rap, the destruction he was rapping, like, whoa, like just the influence that we have on brothers and sisters in other countries,
Right.
is not just brothers and sisters and other races.
Right.
If we could just capture that and utilize that, are we on?
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I asked you to speak on that, because we do. I think we don't recognize our power. I think we really don't know how to harness and utilize it. But it go back to organizing. That's when you start. That's why they keep us so separated. That's why they keep us in disarray. That's why when the pandemic came down, they managed how we socialize with each other. They're controlling how we socialize. Can't have social gatherings. Went back to the slaves. You can't even have social gatherings. 6 feet. No science whatsoever to 6 feet. But they just said it. 6 feet sound good. But that's what
no science for 6 feet. Damn, I never thought about it like that.
No science. But yeah, that's I think we have to really understand that we are African, we Black, we are power. That's why they need us for every single thing. Every time they take the court and they pack the stands, that's power. Because if they walk off, now they're powerless.
I got something. Imagine, really think about this, right? So we did the caravan. Now, I know y'all felt the power in the caravan.
That's what I said.
Now watch this. Watch this. Now this is crazy. Think about how many people was at the caravan, but when people seen the caravan, how many people was affected by it? How many people threw up their fists and was with us? There was more people with us than that was actually with us. So the thing is, we just got to figure out. Go ahead.
No. You finish.
No, I was saying we just got to figure out how to have them, the same people that was supporting us on the sideline, a part of it next year.
Yeah. Let me say something. Like the way the movement is structured right now, when it comes to those that are really serious, the best way I can explain it is Lawrence Fishburne and John Wick, if you know what I'm talking about. But basically, the people that you didn't think were doing anything were the ones that were the most serious about the movement, you know, and that's still the way it is right now, especially with a lot of our people in Atlanta. It's people that you would look at and you wouldn't think twice about, but they are the most diehard, you know, RBG supporters, you know, when it comes to actually doing something. And you know, if we had to make a movement against anybody else, they would be some of the first ones out there. But it's not visible. Everybody's not. It's weird, man. It's like, yeah, even some of the elders, like, it's like they've learned when they live through different things. So they got a different strategy. You know, they may still have the same level of passion, but when it comes to being out front, they're not about to do that, you know. So that's what I see a lot of.
That patch that Ken Wardo have on his background, I see that patch all through the Black Motorcycle set on a vest. So just in the Black Motorcycle set alone, that RBG is there heavy. And it's wild, like, damn, I really didn't see y'all pull up to the RBG festivals. But then when I have conversation about them, oh yeah, brother, you already know the bit. Like, whoa, it's here. It's just like we was talking to Ken Warren about tying it together. How can it be tied together?
But my question, I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying. Does it all really need to be tied together at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and yes and no. I'm gonna say yes because this. On the Black Bike set, there's about 300 motorcycle clubs. Well, let's go 200 strong. Some of them probably defunct. So no, I'm gonna say 200. Let's go 200. There's 200 with ranks. There's a president, a vice president, sergeant at arms, road captain, treasurer, right? So that's structure in just the motorcycle clubs. Now, they also have buildings, clubhouses. The RBG throw events. They throw events. So when they come to RBG events, that's an economy. So we talking about nations doing business with nations.
Yeah.
So because we could boost each other's economies if we start merging some of our events.
I'm with that. That can be done. It doesn't have to be overt. What I was thinking of was more so the physical displays. We were just talking about IUIC. Having thousands
Oh,
of
okay.
out in the streets. With a certain uniform or flag. That's a different type of energy, but it also has a different level of attraction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even if your numbers, even if
Mhm.
you can do that, doesn't necessarily mean it's a smart thing to
Mhm.
do.
Fact.
No,
I,
I wouldn't say
I
not at this point.
I agree because, like we brought up the Hebrews, okay, they were strong. Then we wasn't with them. We gotta, they gotta see us like that. Because man, y'all did. Hey man, you mentioned the caravan and got me hyped and excited. Then you got to pull it off. But yeah, man, I go back to that moment all the time because those people, we don't know what those people conscious level were. We don't know if they were standard. We don't know what they were. But when they saw that flag, they knew it represented something powerful, African, black. That's why they running up Black Power, Black Power. We honking horns. You see fists in the air. That's that electricity. They understand. That's what you're talking about right there, banger. We ain't got to
That
speak.
electricity.
It's already understood when they see it. We ain't even say nothing. We wasn't on no
Hey man, we
bullhorn.
have to go down Camp Creek next time or something. We gotta just travel and just go. You know what I mean?
Because
Because
man,
man,
But I'm gonna be real with y'all. That energy was different, and we need to learn how to keep harnessing that energy.
harnessing it.
Because if it ever comes a time where we need the people and they see us with them colors on, you'll be surprised how many people will actually get in line.
Yes, sir.
yeah,
Like Hargrove said, you'll be surprised, like who be like, yo, what you need me? You'll be surprised. It would be the toughest, grimiest dude, probably quiet. He'd be like, what you want me to do, Hargrove? And when
yeah,
and Hargrove tell him, man, keep them people in line over there.
Bro,
He gonna go over there and
bro.
he gonna keep them people in line.
yeah,
I've seen
The
it.
energy, the
I've seen it.
energy.
Shoot,
yeah.
I've seen it, bro. Like, in real life, or in real time, especially throughout 2020. But yeah, it's a different level of respect, from the ones that really know what's going on. But as you said, like when they really understand who you are, what you represent, shit, bruh, oh my God, like people was really ready to get shot for it, like, yo, they're gonna have to shoot me, before I move from where I am, you know what I'm saying? And I had to respect it. I'm like, yo, man, hey, look, man, don't if it come to that, just step aside. But we ain't trying to we ain't trying to go that far. But definitely, I know what you're talking about.
Regular is the new flashy, and quiet is the new loud.
Hmm.
Not trying to be seen is the new watched. The reason being is everything when for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction, right?
Mhm.
All that drill music was the peak of shoot shit rap music. That it is going downhill from there. Now we going back to the conscious rap. The conscious rap is gonna make a hell of a resurgence, and it's gonna be crazy.
It's gonna be
So we
crazy.
just got to be ready to harness it and start to during the caravan and then what's next, have these shows to where the next hot artist and we could promote and think and also get a distribution. If we could start to get distribution just within Atlanta, music distribution. If
Mm.
you want to be known in Atlanta, come to RBG. And if the RBG could get music distribution everywhere they are, then we can become the vein of the new music that have to come out. So every RBG group that there is, go to Houston. I'm talking about from the whole city of Houston, the distribution is controlled by RBG. That'd be power within itself. So they could stop making our rappers, we make them. And that was kind of like that conversation we had last time. When the other brothers, I forgot what brother, and I want to talk to him more about that, about how do we develop these rappers? You know what I mean? And once we do get one, can we promote them? Can we put RBGs all in his videos? We don't have to be seen in the street. We seen in the video.
Right.
Yeah. But listen, like I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna try to be brief. It's supposed to be easy, honestly, because from an organization standpoint, we're supposed to be doing that work on the back end to where there's a database of all melanated people in the area, email, phone number, address, such that when we do find that individual, that artist, we already got a contact list to send it to. Like, hey, boom, this is the new artist in the city, and to just hit 5,000 people. They can share it to their YouTube, whatever social media, instant promotion. So it's supposed to be that way, and I want us to try to keep it that way rather than waiting until we find the talent and then we try to find the market for the talent. So let's build the market first,
build the infrastructure. Yes,
and then as talent comes through, we can promote their talent.
So basically, and also another thing too, talent, they have to be just rappers. It could be plumbers.
I know, bro.
Right.
Don't you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just
All
going.
right, I got you. All right, I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna stop. All right, I'm gonna stop.
About to have a whole other topic.
But yeah. All right, but the caravan though.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah. But yeah, so the RBG would become the vein.
But now you're right. Thinking of how to maintain that energy. We're trying to do something for Kwanzaa at the end of this month. I think the 27th of this month, we're trying to do an event. But
I definitely got some ideas for that, bro. I'm gonna call you.
Okay. We'll probably be at the Omen Alegrio, trying to get all the planning and stuff together for that. We had just talked about it, not last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before that. We got to, discuss it some more this weekend, try to get things finalized. But
I was asking people on the bike set, right? One way to start trying to, weave it in, about poetry. How many people would be interested in poetry? We probably could start that way, because it's poetry. Poetry is something neutral.
Yes.
And it stages everywhere.
We got some brothers and sisters that are involved. How many people? I mean, I think the events that we've done, maybe, 5 to 10 people, poets, with a small audience.
All right, so I'm gonna tap in with that. Get with that 10, and I know a brother say he knows some more. We put something together. We'll probably put a kitty together too. And get a panel of judges. Or if not, if the kitty don't be used for that, hell, they have food there to where it'll be catered. All you gotta do is show up, man, eat, drink, chill, and once people leave with that good energy,
Talking about a full poetry show.
Yeah, yes, sir. A full show.
Me and Elijah, we throw poetry shows. We ain't done it, man. We do poetry slams.
Yeah, what's happening?
640 and then West.
Might have a couple of hours of poetry, yo.
We've been doing this for a few years now, brother.
All right, so look, let us put Atlanta on the map that way, to where people coming from out of town to see this.
Yeah, people come from out of town in the whole 9 yards. I'm telling you, we've been on
that part.
You see hard, man. It ain't like
John, you see this guy? You see this guy?
We know a lot of poets in the acres. They all came to our shows. Believe that. We just don't really talk about it like that. You know what I mean? We known for throwing poetry shows, bro.
Okay, look. Let's put something together.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk behind the scenes on that one.
Yeah.
Well, everybody got 30 seconds. Give your last remedy.
Oh, let me say something before that. I ain't seen no fight, but you know, me and the brother Knowledge, man, we got Baba Baruti coming to the Griot. It's gonna be this spring, May 16th. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be a couple poets there. He one of them, not just support himself. We got the brother Obasi speaking, you know what I mean? We got the brother Wadame essay speaking, you know what I mean? It's gonna be dope. We're gonna have vendors, we're gonna have boys, we're gonna have the vendors coming through, man. So it's gonna be a big event. So yeah, and then y'all know ahead of time.
What's the date again?
May the 16th is
May the
gonna be
6th.
Saturday. You know,
May-
Funkadad presents. What's the topic, brother Lunch?
The topic for Baruti is
Free your
it's
African
the great power
of the African mind, yeah.
of the African mind.
Right.
That's a very good topic. So, and I got 2 new pieces. I'm gonna be dropping 2, and it's really gonna be mainly speaking in the form of Madhu Netta. So it's very powerful pieces.
Yeah, I want to hear that. That's what's up. But everybody, 30 seconds, yo. One last remedy you got for the Black community before we give the info out. Anybody can start.
Like I say, united, organized, man. Build together. That's about it.
Pour into each other. Communicate better with each other.
I will end with pure brotherhood.
Yeah,
Pure
pure
sisterhood.
brotherhood.
Be pure in your mind and pure in your actions.
We're trying to build a strong nation that's made of strong communities, made of strong families, and we have to bring our responsibility and accountability as strong individuals. So constantly learning, trying to be the best version of ourselves, and inspiring that in the rest of our community.
Mine is what I spoke earlier. Let's work on us and keep them out.
I like that one.
That was good. Create reality. Create valuable intention for your own community. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's powerful. Create reality.
Real talk.
We don't have to deal with what already exists. We can create it.
I thought that's what everybody knew. You can do that, people. Deep game. Give y'all info out.
You can catch me on IG, That's Apparel, as well as Sun Goddess _sense, as well on Instagram, as well as Vocal Dialect. That's Vocal Dialect. That's vocal with a K. On Facebook and Instagram. And go to our website, ShellyAmsetProducts.com.
Dope stuff.
Well, my Facebook is in Cozy Zulu, INKOS. INKOSI Zulu. My Instagram was Black Power Banging. So they deleted me, said I was promoting terrorism. All I said was the Black Panthers was better than the Crips and Bloods. That was it. They deleted it again. I'm gonna make another one. But yeah, power to the people. John off the chain.
Hey, Aesthetics Apparel, ESTHETIKS Apparel, on all your social media platform, Instagram, Facebook, 404-913-7165, Knowledge Born 7, E Motel.
And I'm around. You know where you can catch me. I'm around.
That part. Outside.
Brother John, you and I, ACL Division 421, Facebook and YouTube. Call me, you can call my cell phone 678-631-9404. Trying to organize the whole South. Race first.
Like that. Ancient World Gemstones, salute. Nisa Shabazz, salute. And Nubian Patel, salute. But rebelvision.com, therealancientchemistry.com. Leave a like, share, subscribe, man. They said we need the
right?
We need the numbers, man. So
Hit that like button,
love, man.
comment, share, and subscribe. Double Vision
Sure.
Television, Double Round
We can
Table.
bring y'all powerful dialogue and powerful perspective from all my kings. Salute to the gods in the building.
Salute.
Got another one in. Yo, Black Power Bang, it's good to see you, King.
Hey man, I've been trying. When I seen, I'm like, oh man, I'm about to miss this one.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's good to be back, man. That this is good for the soul. Church.
Nah, it's good to hear your voice again, your perspective. We missed it. So that's what's up. More powerful knowledge from your point. Well, good looking out, family. Y'all know the episode.
Us.
Rebels Roundtable, we out of here, man.
Us.
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 Master